Want to learn how to make a cocktail pod? Oh, that shoots right to the back of your throat every time. I hear you guys, my comment section has been getting blown up and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I posted that without a tutorial. What's funny is I actually did make a tutorial when I made those and then TikTok like deleted it or I saved it in one of my other accounts. I don't know, I can't find it. So I was like panicked today and had to do the tutorial on how to make these, but these are supposed to take like, I don't know, 12 hours or at least I would say 5 or 6. So I had to wait all day for everything to be ready and it's still, we're gonna see how it turns out, but questionable. Anyways, so filmed most of it this morning, but what you're gonna need is a silicone ice tray. Everything is linked in my bio, in my Shmamishmon. I don't know if they care if you say that, but in the storefront there. Or if you want to DM me, I can send you a link, or you can just go look it up on Amazon. Some chemistry. We are going back to chemistry lab, to science class. I was not good at those things. I still am not good at those things. So the fact that I made this work was shocking to me, but you're going to need sodium alginate and calcium lactate. Then there's also this calcium lactate, but either way, you need calcium lactate. This thing you need is a scale because you need your measurements to be exact. This is science class again. This is not arts and crafts. I'm used to arts and crafts. This is not it. So to make sure these set up, that's what you need. So without further ado, good luck. So this part's for the bath that you dunk it in to basically solidify the little spheres. You need 5 grams of this sodium alginate. Make sure it's exactly 5 grams. And my audio went out, so I'm just gonna have to voice over this. So basically I'm telling you, you have to use distilled water for this. You cannot use filtered water. It cannot be anything else. It needs to be distilled because there might be calcium in it. It'll mess up with like the science project that you're doing here. So use distilled water and you need 1 liter of distilled water, which is basically 4 cups, a little bit over 4 cups, but 4 cups of distilled water is what you need. Next, take your immersion blender and you just slowly pour in the sodium alginate and let it all blend together. You do this anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes. You just wanna make sure it's completely dissolved and you have no white chunks. Once it's all dissolved, it's gonna be a little bit foggy looking. It won't be clear. And then at this point, you put it in an airtight container and put it into the fridge anywhere from 30 minutes to 24 hours. You want it to be clear with no bubbles. That is very important, clear with no bubbles. This is a process, you guys. This is not instant gratification. I am so sorry. Next step is 6 grams of this calcium lactate. Measure that out, and then you're going to mix this with whatever drink you decide to make. So this is the part that if you are doing non-alcoholic, you can do 200 grams of whatever drink you want. If you're doing alcohol, you have to be mindful that you still want it to freeze because like liquor is not gonna freeze. So I was successful last time doing 90 grams of vodka or of any liquor you want, and then the rest of it being like a mixer. And that was also pretty strong. 90 grams of vodka, just going basic on this one. So just gonna do this is some cran raspberry juice that I had. So you can do the rest cran raspberry. I'm gonna do a little bit of lime, but you want it to be 200 grams total. Add in your calcium lactate and blend for about 1 minute to 3 minutes. Got these silicone like molds off of Amazon. Again, I had these to make at-home garden gummies at one point. But they work really well for this. Also use any kind of like ice mold you have. I do recommend silicone just because I think they'll be easier to pop them out, but whatever works. And then I just fill up each of these with our concoction and then they go in the freezer until they're frozen. All right, our sodium alginate solution is out of the fridge. It was in there for about 4 hours, I wanna say, but you can see it's clear. It looks foggy because of the glass, but it's clear there are no bubbles in it. Like you can now I'm gonna heat it up in the microwave till it's 120 degrees. We're gonna put the frozen spheres in it and you want them to defrost. I don't have a thermometer, so I just like guesstimate. I put it in for like 3 minutes and you know, it's warm enough. So the heat's just meant to like unfreeze the frozen spheres, but yeah, so we're gonna see how this goes. All right, our sodium alginate solution is out of the fridge. It was in there for about 4 hours, I wanna say, but you can see it's clear. It looks foggy because of the glass, but it's clear there are no bubbles in it. Like you can now I'm gonna heat it up in the microwave till it's 120 degrees. We're gonna put the frozen spheres in it and you want them to defrost. I don't have a thermometer, so I just like guesstimate. I put it in for like 3 minutes and you know, it's warm enough. So the heat's just meant to like unfreeze the frozen spheres, but yeah, so we're gonna see how this goes. Okay, while that is heating up, you wanna get 2 bowls. These are the rinsing bowls for your spheres, and you wanna put distilled water in each of them, not a specific amount. It's just to rinse off the that sodium stuff once you make the spheres. It's gonna get ooey and gooey. It gets a little weird, I'm not gonna lie. This is a trust the process kind of situation. spheres from the freezer. Ideally, you want these more frozen than what these are, but as long as they kind of hold their shape, that's what's important. So for all of this, ideally, you probably want at least 5 or 6 hours for everything to come so it's good. This is not immediate. I would recommend at least 12 for it to be really good. But you guys yelled at me that I needed to hurry up, and I'm hurrying. Okay, so now I'm going to scoop out with just a tablespoon thing to help me get it out because it, again, is not fully frozen. So ideally, if you have this in long enough, it'll be much more structured and frozen. Then you just put it in there and let it fall out. You can kind of swirl it if you want to, if it's not really holding. And then you let it sit in there for at least 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes. Then you scoop it out and put it in the distilled water, and you can see there's some slime that was left behind on that one. All right, cheers. So here you go. You're welcome, or maybe not. Straight vodka. Good Lord. If you want to get drunk, it's a great way.